last year, and I enjoy what I do. It's not full time work. I'm a disabled veteran, and so I tend to lean heavily on attention to detail when it comes to paying attention to paperwork, and I find that oddly enough, I find more often than not that my military background tends to pay off doing truly this kind of work. I can't hear you. I can't hear you muted. There you
Sorry.
go.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. Thanks for joining us today, this evening. Appreciate having you here. Next, we're going to go over to my friend Renee, who is also joining us from Texas.
Hi, my name is Renee Benning. Yes, and I'm from the state of Texas, and I've been a notary for 5.5 years, and part-time notary along with my other business.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for joining us, Renee. I appreciate having you here. The Notary Giant.
Hello, I'm the Notary Giant, and I'm here in New York, and I'm here just to listen.
Awesome. Thank you. Brown Honest Water of Texas. We love to have, I'm excited that you've joined us today.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Phoebe. Yes, ma'am. My last name is Brown. I have a business in Texas with me and my business partners, but I'm back and forth from Texas and Missouri. I'm actually in St. Louis right now, St. Louis, Missouri. And I just honestly started looking at being a notary 2026, honestly, January 1st. I was like, hey, let me add something to my list.
Okay. Are you already commissioned or are you about to?
I'm about to.
Okay, awesome. So you have two other notaries here you can connect with for some
Awesome.
inspiration. Okay, great. My friend Lisa, she's out of Florida. Okay, we'll move on down to Jean. And I'm not sure who Zoom user is. Let us know after Jean who you are, where you're joining us from this evening. Patricia Jean.
Hi, this is Patricia Jean out of New York. I'm sorry, Teresa, you said you don't know what Zoom account I'm using?
No, 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 no. There's someone here that's just has Zoom user. I don't know who they are.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm joining from New York.
Awesome. Thank you, Patricia. Is Zoom or they? Oh, you from Chicago. We're not hearing you, honey.
Hi. No, I'm from Pennsylvania, Bucks
Oh, okay.
County, Quakertown.
Okay, what's your name?
Belinda Bailey.
Belinda? Oh, hi,
Yes.
Belinda.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. And now we move on down to Belinda Bailey. Belinda, you're here two times?
Um, oh, am I? I only have one thing here.
I mean, it's okay. So that's probably
Oh, let me get it.
all right, Bonnie Marvin. How are you, Bonnie?
How that happened.
Hello, Bonnie Marvin from Delaware, just here to learn.
Awesome. Thank you, Bonnie. Pam
Okay.
Cottrell, and then we'll hear from Shantae, and then we'll hear from my two guest panelists today.
Hi, guys. I'm Pamela Cottrell from Michigan. I'm serving my fourth term as a notary here.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us today. Shantae, maybe Shantae can't speak. So, oh, there you go, Shantae. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. This is Shantae with Higher Level Notary Services. I do apologize. My screen is off. I'm trying to get kids in the bed. So
That's okay.
I'm a remote online notary full time in Pennsylvania.
Awesome. Thank you. So now I'll introduce you to my two panels. First up, we'll go with Robert Miss Allen, only because he's on the top. Robert.
Thank you. I do
Well,
appreciate
I'm
the
sorry. I'm sorry, real quick. I'll just take a few minutes because I just parked and I'm walking home. So, thank
Oh,
you.
while we await my esteemed colleague to land safely, My name is Robert Williams. I'm located here in Chicago, Illinois. I'm an ABA certified paralegal, a mobile notary, as well as an enrolled agent, which is a licensed tax professional. Shameless plug, if you need your taxes prepared, bookkeeping or payroll, or if you have tax issues, feel free to reach out. So I'm located here in Chicago, and I'm also a mobile notary going into my third commission this year. And it has been one heck of a ride. So
Awesome.
we like the ride. We enjoy the ride.
Awesome.
And, we try to give back to our notary family where I'm from. So thank you so much for having me. And we will leave it for Senor Montas.
Mr. Montas. Mr. Montas?
Oh, yes. I can introduce myself, though. My name is Misaya Montas. I'm a tri-state notary out of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And I'm primarily a paralegal in New York. And I'm dedicated to bringing old age respect and value to the notary public office.
Awesome. So then, with that said, let's just get into the meat and potatoes of why we're here tonight. Passed in us earlier last year, in September, it was enacted that the notary education will become mandatory for new and renewing notaries in the state of Texas. That went into effect on January 1st, 2026. So, Robert, you want to take care of that, introduce that, what it's about? Robert or Michelle, you want to handle that, introduce that law?
I can in about 2 minutes. I'm literally going up the stairs.
And while we await on the esteemed brother to get himself together and figure out what he's doing, I'm reviewing that law currently again. And the state of Texas has listed out, it looks to be about 6 different qualifiers in order to become a notary public in the great state of Texas. One of those is completing the application form. 2 is executing the agreement between the prospective notary and the Secretary of State of Texas, and providing a bond if required, paying the filing fee, right? You have to pay the filing fee. We have that issue sometimes here in Illinois, right? Someone will complete the filing and get a bond and do the signature and everything, and mail it off to the Secretary of State without a cashier's check or money order or a certified check or anything of that nature. And the Secretary of State sends it right back. They would mail it right back and say, hey, we're going to deny it. Get this together and send it back. More times than not, they would also send a letter saying, hey, it's missing the application fees or whatever the case may be. But now we've since transitioned to an online system, so you sort of can't screw that up. And I suspect it's very similar to Texas as well. I didn't go through with it because I didn't want to accidentally trigger that, since I already have an account with the Secretary of State of Texas for my entity formation business. So I didn't want to start it and it actually starts up. But with that being said, you want to make sure that you pay the actual application fee that's required, the filing fee, I should say. And you also have to meet those eligibility requirements. And what's new, underlined, is successfully completing the education requirements established under this new law, right? And that's section 406.023. And it basically will tell you that what the rubric, if you will, of what that education should look like. Senor Montas, can you tell us more about that rubric?
Hello. Okay. So let me just catch my breath. I got to do 5 floors. Woken up.
We'll give you grace, my brother. We know, almost 50 is gotta be.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not there yet, but okay. So everyone can hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So just to make mention, the new amendment that we're looking at regarding education for new applicants and continued education for reappointed notaries. Now, the one thing that I would tell you that is this: as a notary, one of the things that I got here is the Texas Register, and in the Texas Register, it tells you about the 30-day commentary to the bill, and is very interesting because I think that as I was reviewing it, I saw a lot of value in many of us in our state when we see bills come through that pertain to the notary public office. You're able to make commentary that can eventually change the final of rules that are promulgated. So one of the things that was being talked about was how many times the fee, right? So I looked up and down. I'm not sure if Joshua, if you got a chance to look at the website to see if you saw the education that the secretary should be offering. Now, the one thing is this: the state is not outsourcing the education, notary education at all. They're offering the education themselves. The Secretary of State. Two, the fee is going to be, they landed at $20. In the Texas Register, they were talking about how they were going to go up as high as $60, but some of the commentary were saying that it should be at no cost or no higher than $35, and they landed at 20. So that's going to be the fee for newer notaries and reapplying notaries. Also, they talked about that 70% is going to be the passing grade. Some of the commentary talked about, well, the completion of the course should suffice. They want proof of payment because people do chargebacks, and they also want proof of completion to allow for an individual to qualify for the application as a notary. Excuse me. And once that an individual has up to 90 days, originally they had 60, but again, in the commentary, they were advocating for 90, and they changed it. They said that within a 90-day, the course should be completed within the 90 days from the receipt of payment. So when an individual issues payment for the course, they have up to 90 days to complete it. And once they complete it, they have up to 1 year to be able to submit their application. After 1 year, if you haven't submitted your application, you will have to go through that education process again. And another thing that they mentioned, that they want the course should be no more than 2 hours for both, for the applicants, for the new applicants, and for the reapplying applicants as well. So the education is going to be 2 hours. And then what else I had in my notes that I wanted to mention? Yeah, I mean, I think that's about the gist of it. They were it's really about the fact that is mandated for newer applicants and for renewing applicants, and it is crucial also for online. So they also talked about why do they have 2 courses, one for traditional notary and for online notary, and why wasn't the office consolidating both of the courses? And they said they're wanting not to. First and foremost, it doesn't overlap. They think that the information do not overlap, and two, they don't want to be repetitive. They don't want to be redundant. So they said that they prefer to keep it separate versus consolidating the course. So that's just another thing. So if you want to apply for to be an online notary, they did not say that that it's a separate fee. That's something that I did not see them address. So I would assume that if you're paying for the traditional commission, um, Joshua, do you know if the online commission is inclusive of the traditional commission for Texas? I'm not sure if he hears me. Is there? I know we have another Texas notary in the.
Are there other Texas notaries?
Renee, was there any communication sent out to you by the state in reference to the education, traditional or online?
Hi, this is Renee again. I did not receive anything. I would have to go back and look, but I'm pretty steadily in my email, so I don't recall receiving anything. And previously it was separate as far as the fees. So it was a fee for both.
Okay, so I'll just give you an example. Like here, I'm commissioned in New Jersey and New York. In both of those commissions, if I'm applying to be an online notary, my traditional commission is like, integrated. It is all in one. So I just wanted to make sure because so basically if it's separate, then ultimately one would be paying 20 for the traditional course and then 20 for the online course. An additional 20 for the online course.
Okay. One thing that I have also is so the education will be kept in-house, right? What recommendation then would they have for the remote online notarization? Did they specify any other online platforms? Did they have any recommendations?
Well, from what I read in the register, they said that the office already secured they didn't use the word platform, but they did use the word like website. So I'm assuming that would be their platform, the website that they're building out.
Okay.
But right. So one of the things that I wanted to see and review prior to tonight was if their training courses were live. And I did not see that on their website. I'm not sure if anybody else did, but I did not see that on the website. I tried calling them as well. It was hard to get through. And yes, I'm not aware when we're in day 7, so it should have went live on the 1st.
Right. I also looked and I didn't see that. I also reached out to the firm, to the organization that they referred to also. It's the Young Lawyers Association for information or follow up with the president, but I haven't heard back from them yet in reference to that. But so yeah, here we are, required education, but no specific no specifics on the education outline per se as of yet.
Yeah, they haven't promulgated those rules as of yet. In the bill that passed the Senate SB 693, the first section 406 .006 part 6 says successfully completing the education requirements established under section 406.023. But as you scroll down, there is no 023. So they haven't figured out those rules yet. When you check the Texas Secretary of State website out, it also says that in accordance with that new law, we're updating the law, updating the code to align with that. The new rules, will provide clear information, but they have not done that as of yet. Just checking out using the great perplexity. It also states, just illuminating a little bit, that the rules are forthcoming. They're not promulgated as of yet. So at the moment, we don't know what those rules will or will not be. We have to wait and see what Texas comes up with.
Just to ask the young lady, Ms. Renee and Mr. Joshua, are you guys commission expiring soon or not really?
Renee?
So no, for me, it's no. I just renewed my commission in 25.
Okay. So you renewed it before they implemented it, before it went into effect in September, right?
Correct.
So the new law then would affect Miss Brown. Miss Brown, where are you in the process of your notary commission?
I just took a class Saturday. It was a 3-hour class that I had to take. Well, I'm going to get commission in Missouri, so I paid for a class that was $25.
Who did you take your class with?
It was with the Notary, Missouri Notary, something on the Missouri website. So I hope I did it right. But if I didn't, it's information.
I'm sorry, I would like to say something. At first, before I thoroughly read the new bill, that's what I was looking for, to see if they were going to outsource some of the the course. So as I was searching and Googling for the Texas course, I was seeing a lot of people offering courses for Texas. Some were $25, other ones were like $150. So you want to make sure that again, the one that's going to qualify you to be able to apply is the one that is provided and offered by the Secretary of State, not an offshoot notary guru out there. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them have a lot of value to add, but just do not be mistaken that if you pay somebody $20, 25, even $100, that when you go get apply for your commission, that you won't get rejected because you don't have the one that the state requires.
So right now, I went to the NNA website, and you can become a notary in Texas with their education. You send in that if one does that, it may not be accepted based on the requirements that they have in Texas has in place now for January 1st.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the NNA Essentials, is that what you're saying, that the NNA Essentials were?
Not the NNA Essential, but the NNA Texas Notary Education.
Okay, I'm not aware of that, but that was also in the commentary, right? Because I even circled it where it says may not require I'm sorry, it has to be a notary public may only complete a course established and offered by the Secretary of State. So I'm not sure where the NNA fits in that equation,
right?
But the actual and that's where again somebody might get enamored by the NNA and say, "Well, I'm gonna go ahead. They seem pretty credible. Let me go ahead and take the course they're offering," and that's not what's gonna get you commission in the state of Texas.
Okay. It's interesting. Oh, he's asleep. Okay.
And I just want to point out too, everybody, in this day and age, some of the old timers won't be the best with phones and all of that. It is Texas. If you're in Denison or somewhere out there in the country, Johnson City, maybe you don't have good internet service, but you do need internet now. You do need to be able to access your email. You do need to be able to access your phone for multi-factor authentication, because the entire Texas Secretary of State has gone through a modernization process, right? So this entire thing is now all online, much like as I was discussing previously here in Illinois, it's all online. So you're not going to mail in checks anymore. You're not going to go to get a money order, cashier's check, or anything like that. You're going to do it all online. You'll need to use your debit card, credit card, or ACH, which is your routing account number for your bank account, to make that payment. I suspect that the Secretary of State may very likely approve folks at the moment, or conditionally, basically approve you as a notary and say, hey, when we come up with the new rules, we're going to message you got a time frame, 30, 60, 90 days to get into compliance with the new rules, or you will no longer be a notary. As an example, here in Illinois, or they may do what we did. Here in Illinois, when we came up with education requirements and things of that nature, the rule was for new notaries, you have to follow this new rule. For older notaries, your time frame is when it comes up for renewal. So if your renewal is a year, 30 days, 3 years, 3 years and 60 days out, when you renew, you are required to adhere to the new rules. Or you could, which is what I did, or you could voluntarily, right, get on board now. I end up, I don't know if you guys can see, I end up changing my, doing it and changing my seal. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see that. We used to didn't have our commission number on our seal, but now we do. It's one of the things there. We've got our commission number on our seal, and that's the only difference. So, and we're coming up on renewing now, as a matter of fact. And our education is not promulgated by the state. Our education is outsourced to companies that have education programs that are approved by the Secretary of State. So it's not just willy-nilly Joe Schmo anybody. I'm going to pay $25 for some training. I have to go to a Illinois Secretary of State approved course provider in order to take their course. And they do run the gamut, $200 to $30. And it's 3 hours. You can't skip through it. You have to sit there and do the extra 3 hours. You have to take the test. I think our pass rate was 80%. I don't remember. And you got to pass that test. And once you get the certificate, you would download it on your computer, or laptop, or digital device. And same thing with your bond. You have to get the bond, and the application with the bond. You download that. And then when you go back into the Secretary of State's website, you would have to upload those in the specific formatted areas, right? It'll say here, put your application with the bond, and here, put your certificate of completion for the education, and that's what we did. So it worked out pretty well.
Okay, I found a link. I'm gonna drop it in the chat for the website to the notary education that I see here on Texas, and take a look and see. They have something loaded there. Copy. I'm gonna put it in the chat here, and we can all take a look at that and see what they have there for the education. That's under the education tab. Hey, Alina, thanks for joining us tonight. Alina is a notary in Texas too. We're discussing your notary education. What can you share with us?
Well, I haven't had to go through that because there was no education requirement for Texas, but I heard it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gone through it because mine doesn't renew for a couple of years.
Okay, so I posted it there in the link for Renee and Alina. Can you take a look at that and see? And also Brown. Brown, does this follow the format of the education you just took?
Let me click on. Yes, mine just said SOS.mo. That's just the difference. So yes.
It is? Okay. Now, were you given a certificate of completion? Or was that you had to send that to the state or the organization took care of that for you?
No, like you said, you have to download it. Like the fella said, you download your certificate and you have to go through to get your bond. And for Missouri, it's 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to ReadyBond.com. I believe that's. I don't have my laptop in front of me, but I believe that's the website I went to for the bond.
Okay. So that's the education that they provide as of now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing where it says anything about the education. I know they have an online process because I signed up my daughter on the 31st to make sure I got in before the first for her. And you do everything online. You apply for your application online and you get the bond immediately. Like I paid $59 for a $10,000 bond and got it immediately as soon as I submitted the payment. And then I uploaded that with my application to Secretary of State for Texas. But I'm not seeing on that link yet where it says the education requirement. I'm still looking into that.
Were you able, okay. Okay. Can you see that, Rob or Miss Ayel? You able to see the link I posted?
Let me take a look because I did not click on it.
I am, yes, right. In accordance with what the young lady just mentioned. So there's not a, when you click, if you just Google and go to Texas Secretary of State, and then you go to Notary and Apostle, right? When you click Notary Public, it tells you this notice. Hey, we're going to have some new rules. It doesn't say that we have them, but we will have them, right? So there's parts there. Now, the other part that you had dropped, Teresa, is the part, if you scroll down, where it says training, right? And so we haven't gotten to that part yet. So I don't think that that's their training as of yet.
Okay. Okay, it hasn't dropped yet. Okay.
Training, that's more, yeah.
All right.
I know it took effect 1/1 of 26, but I don't see that their website's updated with that education requirement yet.
Correct. All right. And Alina, how long have you been a notary in Texas?
In Texas, I've been a notary going on 3 years, but I'm a military spouse, so I traveled all over and I've had a notary stamp in different states, but I've been a notary since the 90s.
Really? So wait, tell me, how many states have you been commissioned in?
Florida, Alabama, California, and then overseas and Texas.
Tell us about the overseas commission. How does that work?
That was for the military. So I would notarize the documents for anybody who came in on base and needed something notarized. Even if it was for documents within the United States for loan closings and stuff, I was able to do that on base.
I'm sorry.
I'm curious. Just one second. Just one second. I am curious. When you were a military notary, who commissioned you, and when was your commission expiration date? Do you remember?
There isn't an expiration, and it's the
right.
The authority of whoever's the commander for that base.
Okay, and so that was because you were a military notary, correct? And
Correct.
you can
But I
notarize
was
any
able
document.
to notarize civilian documents.
Correct. Any documents as long as the member came on base to get it done. Correct?
Correct.
Thank you so
Correct.
much.
Correct.
I'm sorry, Miss Alina,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you only notarized for individuals that came to the base. Did
Correct.
you ever
They had to have a
notarize
military
outside
ID.
of the base?
No, they had to have a military ID.
So you've never notarized a person without a civilian?
Not overseas. It could be a civilian that has a military
not
ID.
overseas, but here in the States,
Oh,
in
no.
America.
Here in the States, it's been on and off base. I've had.
Exactly. So there you go, Mr. Rob.
To be more succinct, ma'am, have you used your military notarization credentials off base in the civilian world with civilian documents?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, just because you haven't, Miss Alina, it doesn't mean that you wouldn't be able to, right?
Oh, no, you can't notarize. If the military notary, you can't notarize documents off base.
So let me.
That's from the Secretary of State for each state that you're in. On base is a separate notarization.
So the issue,
separate commission.
Mr. Rob and I we've been having a conversation about notaries who have been commissioned by federal law. Right?
As a veteran and a former federal employee via the Department of Defense, we didn't have a conversation. Mr. Misael was having a conversation with himself because I told him what it was, and you only validated.
So you just gonna cut me off?
Respectfully, Miss Alina, do not allow these two to reel you in.
Miss,
they're highly competitive.
But listen,
conversation.
No, I think I just want to get, before it gets convoluted, right? Not too many people have to speak at once, but I just want to be able to say what I'm saying. So, because recently I showed my good friend Rob a notarization for a divorce for a civilian conducted by a military notary in Tennessee, and his base is in Kentucky. So that's why I asked you, are you aware that you can use your commission?
No, you can't. No,
Miss Alina, let's clear this up. First off,
listen, wait, just be quiet a second. I'm a civilian. I was never an active employee, but I was a dependent of a military person. So I could go on base and get something notarized by the person authorized on base to do a notarization. So it could have been that scenario, but I can't go off base with my military commission and notarize a document.
For clarity, Misael my good brother's had a long day, so he's misremembering facts. Let me elucidate the team here. So what happened is, it was a divorce. It is a divorce in Tennessee. Okay. One of the parties, the wife, she is the respondent, the defendant. The husband initiated the action. He's the plaintiff. The husband listed his assets numerously as USAA. Alina, like you know, and I know, and anyone else who's been in the military or military dependent knows, or spouse, only the military can use USAA. I don't care what hacks they have for the new credit, but only USAA only deals with active duty vets and dependents or spouses.
Or their family members.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it could be, like my grandfather. If I didn't have a husband that was in the military, my grandfather was a military member, and it could transfer down to me by that.
Sure. So I'm just giving one data point on how I deduced this. And the wife signed first, and she was in Davidson County, Tennessee. The husband signed second on the 6th, and he was in Montgomery County, Tennessee. Let me look up what bases are in Montgomery County, Tennessee, and it was Fort Campbell. And I deduced that he's either active duty or retired military, more likely than not active duty, right? And he went on base to have a military notary notarize his documents, which is why his notarization has the whole pursuant to such and such and such, and versus hers is a state commission notary.
So you
That's how
found the base in Montgomery, Rob?
I'm a vet.
Yeah,
I can
you're
name
gonna
any
have
base
to
in the
look, my
world.
brother. You're gonna have to look.
I don't. I
You're gonna have
told
to
you.
look.
So again,
See, I can go
told
to.
you the base. I'm a vet. I can tell you every base in the world. And
Yeah, but
he's
I can go
stationed
to
at
any
Fort
base.
Campbell.
Listen, guys, I can go to any base. It doesn't have to be the base where I live. I can go to any base and get it notarized.
My
She
point.
could have
No,
done the
so
same thing.
my point,
He
Mr. Lena,
he
is
went.
not that you can go get notarized. My point is that the commission notary that's a military member or armed forces member, that individual conducted the notarization outside of the base. Now, when we
He did
look at
not.
but Rob, you got to let me finish because I don't cut you off. We both analyzed the notarial block that was issued by said notary, and this notary we all know what a venue is when it comes down to a notarial block. We know that when a notary places a venue, that means that that notary is situated in that county, correct?
All right.
So the notary put that he's in Montgomery, Tennessee, and his stamp says that he probably is based in Kentucky. So
Okay.
what I want my
There's
good
no
brother,
Kentucky here. You keep saying Kentucky. Kentucky doesn't matter.
Okay, guys.
I'm
All
sorry.
right. All right. All right. Let's reel it in here.
What I want my good brother Rob is to explain, and maybe I can just speak to you separately, Miss Alina, and I will, because tonight is not about that. It's about Texas. But I just wanted to, since you mentioned that you notarize overseas, we wanted to seek your feedback.
Okay. So Alina, of those commissions you've had, was it four? I think it was five of them. Were they all at any one time, or alternately?
No, no, it's just when I would move to a
Gotcha.
different state, I would get a new commission.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for giving light to civilian notaries and military notaries, because I learned that those two terms today, earlier this week. And thanks for giving us some clarity for that. Rob and Misael, understood? All right, thank you. All right, guys. So we're coming down to the end of our talk here. Alina, is there anything else you would like us to share about what's special about you guys in Texas? We know that you're big, you're large, you're the big guys over there. We follow you.
No, nothing special. Just we can't do fingerprints.
Oh.
We have to have valid ID, not expired. We can't use any expired. So if they don't have a driver's license, a state government issued ID, or a U.S. passport book, I don't notarize anything for them unless there is a credible witness on certain types of documents.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. And then we have Alina. If you can get together with Miss Brown over here, she is becoming a notary. She just did her education, so she is going to be brand spanking new for Texas. If you guys,
Sure, I can send you my contact info. You can reach out. Where are you at? Where's she at, Miss Brown?
I'm actually in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, not Texas.
Yeah, I travel back and forth because I have a business in Texas with my business partners, but getting notarized and commission, that's what I believe it's called, in Missouri.
And it's a commission in Texas too.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Wait a minute, Missouri? If you're commissioned in Missouri, you're commissioned in Texas too?
No, I did not. I didn't even think I could do that because I'm not a resident there.
Yeah, you can't. You have to be a resident.
Okay,
Right,
okay.
right.
All right. Okay, very good. All right, guys. Do we have any questions for our Texas notaries? Any one of us? Brittany, Griffin, Patricia, Princess Poe, Bonnie, Lisa. I see a question was asked and it was answered about being a remote online notary for the military. Okay, she answered it. Thank you. Any other questions for the good of the order? We're winding down to the 9 o'clock hour. Brittany,
I have
thanks.
a question.
Yes, go ahead, hon.
Does anyone out here do loan signing?
Most
Is
of
that
us.
Y'all do.
Yeah, I
okay?
do.
Awesome. Okay. I heard good things about that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, we all do loan signings. And what have you heard? That's good.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good one there. You say you actually heard something good. Everybody
Yeah,
else
I'm
been
like,
whining and
yeah,
complaining.
this one lady said that she charges like 150 to 250. The max I think she said is 350. That's
Yeah, it just
yeah.
depends on the type of loan signing, but yeah, you can make decent money.
It also depends on where you are and how many notaries are in your area.
yeah.
Okay.
And how often she's doing it, because anybody can say they charge 250, but if she's charging 250 and she's getting 15, 20, 30, 80 of these a month, you see all of those are other factors. So when people talk about how much they charge, you really need to find out what their actual goal is they're trying to bring in per month. Are they doing this full time? Are
Mm-hmm.
they supplemented by other income? Because a person can say, yeah, I get $300 a pop, but they're only doing 5 or 6 a month. And if you're in the position where you're trying to do this full time, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to find 75 or even 30 of these at $300 a month in your area. So you really have to ask questions and don't just take people at their at face value when they say they're making all this money. You have a right to ask them those details, because you're going there thinking that, oh, she making 300, okay, bet. And then you go start telling somebody you want 300, they looking at you like, where you get that from? So you do have to ask these people the details. And if they're not willing to share the details with you, it's not that you're trying to get into their pockets, but you don't want to be following false information.
Right.
And then you're thinking, your expectation is set to one thing, but their reality is, well, her husband makes 6 figures. She only trying to do this to have, some pocket change for her grandkids when they come around. So yeah, she does three or four of these a month at $300 a pop, and she good to go. That ain't the same if you're trying to do this full time and things of that nature.
Gotcha.
All right.
Additionally, Ms. Brown, let me add, sometimes people work direct, which the majority of your money will come when you work direct as opposed for an agency or a company, because the company will get a percentage of whatever they're giving it to you for. Now, there is a way to find out once you start it how much is actually being paid. It's actually in the loan docs when you're signing. But if you want to just get your foot in the door, start working for an agency and then slowly work your way to being direct. What I mean by direct is from you, one business, to the mortgage company. So that would be direct. Okay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for joining us this evening. All right. As we wind down our session for tonight, I want to thank you guys for joining us next week. So we're here weekly. Next week we'll be tackling any one updates that are affecting our remote online notaries. We'll have a guest speaker for that to present on that. If you like what we've presented here, we invite you to share your reviews with us. Let us know what you've liked about it, what you disliked about it. Yes, and we'll go from there. But thank you so much. We have reached the end of our presentation. Robert and Misael, thank you very much. As you all know, as you all can see, both Robert and Misael are very passionate about what they do as notaries, but also in the legal space. They refer a lot to case laws, as Misael does. Thank you, Misael, and thank you, Robert, for joining us this evening. We appreciate having you. I appreciate having you here. Any parting words, Robert?
Glad to be of service.
Any parting words, Miss Sayel?
Yes, I bid everyone a good night. Thank you for coming and to listen to us, unpack some of the new legislation that are being implemented this year. We have more in some other states that we're tackling. So stay tuned and come back.
All right, Robert.
I really do appreciate everyone's rapt attention. I apologize if we delved a little too much on one subject. Just attempting to seek clarity. And might I add, I wish everyone that level of passion. I truly do. I care about this industry. I care about my profession, and we should be so passionate to ensure that we're doing the right thing, the legal thing, about whatever the issue is. That's not taking a position on my side or Misael's side, but to make sure that you understand something. This is what we've been talking about for years. This is why different avenues and organizations have mentorships, mind-blowing ships, in all of the things to make sure that we're adequately trying to understand something. So I really also want to thank Teresa for having us, for putting this on. I look forward to attending again, even if not as a panelist, and definitely attending again. To my cousin Brittany in Florida, we want to say happy holidays. Thank you for attempting to referee. Some folks just can't be wrangled in, unfortunately.
He's gonna rub it in. All right. All right, Robert. Thank you, Robert. I enjoy having you. We enjoy getting information to you out like this for notaries, with notaries, and by notaries. Thank you for joining us. Signing out. Notary Today. Oh, let me give a plug for Notary Today. Notary Today is a platform for notaries. If you're not yet on Notary Today, please do visit us at notarytoday.org. Thank you. Bye. Signing out. Have a good night, all. Bye-bye.